Does the possibility excite you of having a commercial, profitable enterprise that can work without you? A business that you can actually go on holidays, have some fun, and know that the business is actually still working without you. Well, the good news is that this is actually possible. There's 6 steps to going through this process, and I'm going to go through each one step by step so you can have a look at where you're up to now and where the gaps are. So when we're looking at a business that's similar to a house, the foundations are first. Now, these foundations need to be solid to start with, and they're called the destination. The destination mastery really is what we call it. So the first step is being very clear of where you're actually going. So do you have written goals for your life and your business? Do you have a 5-year business plan? And are you actually tracking to that? Do you have a very clear org chart of where you are now and where you would like to be? Job descriptions for your team, partnership agreement. So this is clarity of destination of where you're actually going and making sure your whole team has clarity. And I think one of the keys to this also is having a very clear vision statement, mission statement, and purpose statement, and culture statement that all of the team know, so they know where you're going. The second part of mastery is time mastery. Time is such a valuable asset. We can make more money, but we can't make more time. So some of the keys to time mastery are actually knowing, what is your hourly rate worth? What is it worth? And do you have specific time set aside every single week to work on your business? Do you know the value of your team members' time? And have you actually delegated low value tasks for you and your team members? And also, do you have a default diary? A default diary for you and your team members. So it's, what's that perfect week look like so that you live into it? And is that calendar aligned with your goals and your business plans? Next is delivery mastery. Have you mastered delivering the service or product to your clients? So it's actually mapping out the customer experience and knowing what that is, mapping out the customer standards so that if you deliver the product to somebody or somebody else does when you're on holidays, it's exactly the same standard of service. Do you survey your customers to know, what are the things that they really need? And have you gone and looked at what are the top 10 mistakes or the common mistakes so that you're ensuring they're not made again? And do you eliminate any double entries or look at ways to ensure you have consistency of the service you deliver? And financial mastery. Financial mastery is really about looking and measuring, is all of the work that we're doing financially viable? So checking your monthly profit and loss, understanding your assets and liabilities by checking in with your budget, and also your cash flow. They're 3 totally different metrics or a measurement you should be looking at on a monthly basis. Also, knowing your break even for the week and the month and the year, and also aligning your budget to actual monthly with where you're actually working and improving on the business. And this is also important to be in consultation with your accountant so that your accountant is working with you proactively to optimize your business structure, you're mitigating any kind of tax risk, looking at where you can save on tax. Also your ATO, your tax office, and your BAS commitments, do you have a separate account for them? So I would recommend 3 separate bank accounts, one for your operating and one for your tax and your super, and another one for your profit. So looking at your whole financial mastery, this is something that you should be tracking on a regular basis. So next, when we go up that level, is we're saying, what is the niche of your business? This is the second layer. So when we talk about 6 steps to mastering the business, this is the second step. And so this is about knowing your unique selling point and making sure that that's documented and your team know and your customers know. What's your guarantee for your customers? Do you test and measure your leads and the source of the leads and know where are the best leads coming from? Do you have a database and regularly connect with that database? And also know your conversion rate. What is that conversion rate? And are there multiple conversion rate steps? It might be conversion rate from website to phone call, conversion rate from phone call to order. And there might be different products that have a different conversion rate. Also, average dollar spend, knowing what your average dollar spend of your clients are, and also what strategies you're doing to improve the average dollar spend. What products have the highest margin, and do your team know this? And are we actively working on strategies to increase people to buy the products that have a higher margin? And do we know how many transactions each customer does on a monthly or an annual basis, so that we're encouraging them to come back more? The impact of just getting your customers to buy it once or twice more a year can be massive. The third level we go into is leverage. So there's many ways a business can leverage. This is looking at all the gaps, all the cracks, and how can we get time back. So first one is leveraging through people and education. So this is very, very important with educating the people you have and making sure that your people you have stay. Best recruitment strategy is to keep the people you have. Then we look at the delivery and distribution of your products. How can we leverage that? What are the ways that we can get that more efficient and get that more systemized and more automated? Also, testing and measuring and accounting. How can we leverage with that? Do we have to do it all ourselves? Do we have double handling? Can we leverage for somebody else to do it, or through apps, or through also systems and technology? That's another way we can leverage our business. So there's, within each of these categories, there's multiple different opportunities to improve with how we can leverage in our business. So then we come up to the fourth level. And here we're looking at our team. Our greatest asset is our team. Do we have a recruitment strategy? Do we have an induction strategy, an induction process? Have we got a great environment that the people want to be in? As I've said before, your best recruitment strategy is to really retain the people you have, so that you're a magnet, so you've got people wanting to come and work for you. Do you have leadership and management training, one-on-ones with people, ways for them to have a career progression plan? And then the 7 keys to winning team, they should always be in place. What are those 7 keys to your winning team for your winning team? And identifying them and documenting them with the team. And then we go up to level 5, which is synergy. This is where your business is starting to hum. And I've seen this happen with many, many businesses. There's a real significant shift. It starts to be more proactive rather than reactive, and it starts to actually become a commercial, profitable enterprise that can work without you. So that if you become sick, or if you go on holidays for a month, I've had many people ring me and say, oh my goodness, we've just been on holidays for a month and nobody bothered us and the business is doing great. So this is when everything's humming together. It doesn't mean you stop working on your business. That's the last thing you want to do. It's just starting to hum and be able to work without you. It's not all reliant on you. And then that 6th level, the top level, is when you have growth and you can duplicate it. And I've done this with many people. When one's humming, we put a general manager in, and then they've understood this whole 6-step process, what needs to be in place, so they've gone and duplicated it and done it again in a similar industry, different location, or maybe a different business altogether. And then they start working into other investments, and they might do acquisitions and mergers and all sorts of things. But this is when we get to the growth phase of the business, and then we can multiply. So as I said, it's exciting and it's very possible to have a commercial, profitable enterprise that can work without you. One of the keys is to understand it has to be worked on. It is a 6-step process, and it's important to know where are you at and where are you actually working on improving, because it's a process like anything else in life that we're continually improving, but we're going through that growth all the time.